Why can't I rest? Take it away. No, Paul, it's put there so to make sure you don't get out of control. Just like it put there so we won't get out of control. You ain't so bad, Jeff. You ain't so holy, Jeff. I don't know who you think you is. I know what you thought about last night. Go in your mind. God he'll make you humble as a child, like, man. If he bring everything out this mind, we'll be jacked up. Expose it.
Yes.
He said, look, this gonna come at you. You just take your pain peacefully. Take that thorn peacefully. And Paul went through all this stuff. Go on into chapter 14, verse 1. I just want y'all to see some of Paul's thorns.
And it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogues of the Jews, and so spake that a great multitude, both of the Jews and also of the Greek, believed.
Yes, so went into the church and Paul started preaching. The Jews, the Israelites, they start believing, and the Greeks, which are the Gentiles, they start believing. Go ahead.
But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles.
Look at that thorn.
And made their minds evil affected against the brethren.
Man, you can serve God any day of the week you want to serve God. You got to come to church on Saturday. This is what they tell us. I said, you right, partly. You go to church any day of the week, but Sabbath day, you better not miss it. You better not miss it. That's what he's telling you. Go ahead.
Long time, therefore, abode they speaking boldly in the Lord,
yes, sir,
which gave testimony unto the word of his grace, and granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands.
And Paul was doing all kinds of miracles and everything. They were bold in the cities. Go ahead.
But the multitude of the city was divided, part held with the Jews and part with the apostles.
Yes, sir.
And when there was an assault made both of the Gentiles and also of the Jews with their rulers, to use them despitefully and to stone them.
They come them jokers, they want to stone Paul. Cause what? He gives salvation to everybody who wants it. What's wrong with that? Nothing.
No, sir.
That's that thorn coming. Paul knew, he understood. Go ahead.
Verse 6. They was ware of it and fled unto Lystra.
He said they was what?
Where?
They was aware of it. They ain't hold no grudges against them. They knew this coming with it. That thorn coming with Paul. Just like I tell y'all, that curse gonna follow us everywhere we go. Everywhere. Go ahead.
And fled unto Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lieth round about.
When all this stuff came about, this didn't discourage Paul from preaching. He kept preaching. Go ahead.
And there they preached the gospel.
They still preaching. Because these folks over there this other time want to stone him. Go ahead.
And there sat a certain man at Lystra,
Yes, sir.
impotent in his feet, being a cripple from his mother's womb, who never had walked.
So this man was handicapped. Couldn't walk. Go ahead.
The same heard Paul speak, who steadfastly, beholding him, and perceiving that he had faith to be healed, said with a loud voice, Stand upright on thy feet. And he leaped and walked.
Well, that's some power right there, boy. Woo! Hey, all these jokers who in the church, say in these Sunday churches, they be casting, having these people come up with these testimony. Yeah, Peter Papa made me walk. Why they don't go to the hospitals? With all these people with AIDS, all this stuff. Since they got this ability. They be having the folk planted in all this.
That's right.
That's all they do.
They do.
Well, he said this man stood up and walked after Paul told him to walk. It was the power of God working through Paul. But one thing I tell everybody, you got a little word, don't let nobody put you on the pedestal now, because they're going to start doing some crazy stuff right now. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Uh-huh.
And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in the speech of Lycaonia, the gods have come down to us in the likeness of men.
You see, you can't be too extreme. Just because somebody come to your rescue and helps you. And now they're trying to uplift Paul and those brothers like they were gods. He said the gods have came down like it unto men, like the Father came out throwing in the Paul. No, This is why God said, I'm going to use this thorn in the flesh through Satan to buffet you now. Because these people going to try to uplift you. Go ahead. Let's see what happened.
And they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Machaerus because he was the chief speaker.
So he called the Israelites over here and said, hey man, let's do something for you. Go ahead.
Then the priests of Jupiter, which was before their city, brought oxen and garlands unto the gates, and would have done sacrifice with the people. Which, when the apostle Barnabas and Paul heard of, they rent their clothes and ran in among the people, crying out.
Why they rent their clothes? They doing sacrifices to them, praising them. Pastor anniversary, First Lady anniversary, same thing. Praising these men and women inside these churches.
Exactly.
Paul rent his clothes. He was like, no, man, don't do that. I'm just like you. You can have the same thing I have. You can do the same thing I do. But these cats want to sacrifice them to them like they God. Go ahead.
They rent their clothes and ran in among the people, crying out and saying, Sirs, why do ye these things? We also are men of like passion with you.
See what he said? We just like you. Why are you doing these things? Why are you sacrificing to me? Why are you praising me? Don't praise me. This God of Israel, which is Jesus, you should be praising for this. Go ahead.
And preach unto you that ye should turn from these vanities unto the living God, which made heaven and earth and the sea.
Paul put it all back on God. He said, look, man, you do this to God, not me. Don't make no sacrifice to me. You about to mess yourself up. Go ahead.
And all things that are therein.
Jump down to verse 18. Now this thing finna flip the script now. It was all formed till Paul said that. Go ahead.
And with these saying, Cyprus restrained they the people, that they had not done sacrifice unto them.
He's like, man, don't do these sacrifice unto them. Period. Don't do it. Go ahead.
And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium,
They're gonna let this mess started.
who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead.
Do y'all understand? Paul just did all these great works just because he told them, no, man, don't do this for me. It's about God. They stoned Paul. He said he was dead. They were dragging him out. You realize they took rocks and hit him in the head till they knocked him out, and they thought he was dead. This comes along. This is that thorn in the flesh when you serving the word of God. Go ahead.
Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed from Barnabas to Derbe.
God gave you strength to rise up from that stone. They stoned him for what? Making a man walk. He was a cripple. He did great things. This comes along with that thorn in the flesh that he said, I'm going to put that for you, Paul, so you won't get lifted up too high. I got to bring you down a couple of levels. Go ahead.
And when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and Antioch,
Yes, sir.
confirming the souls of the disciples, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
You see what he said right there? We must, through much tribulation, enter in. There's no smooth sailing, y'all. There's not. Get used to it. There's no smooth sailing at all. This is what we're dealing with. I just want to make sure that let y'all know that thorn gonna be there. The world is not our paradise. We wait on our paradise to come. That's why the scripture says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We wait for that kingdom to come, which Christ gonna be our king.
Yes, he is.
But we got to go through these thorns. Let's go to Acts chapter 23, verse 1. And I was just amazed, man. I was like, man, Paul, boy, ooh, they got a lot of respect for him. Oh, Acts 18, excuse me. Acts 18 and verse 12, then we go to 23. We have to understand the example of Paul throwing thrones in the flesh. But we won't think just because we experience some pain that God has left us. He ain't left us. He's still here. But he's watching to see how you handle it. Acts chapter 18 and verse 12. Go ahead, brother.
And when Gallio was the deputy of a child, the Jews made insurrection with one according against Paul.
Yes, sir.
And brought him to the judgment seat.
So they make an accusation against Paul. Lies. They brought him before the judges of Israel. Go ahead.
Saying, this fellow persuaded me to worship God contrary to the law.
Go ahead.
And when Paul was now about to open his mouth, Gallio said unto the Jews, if it were a matter of wrong or wicked lewdness, O ye Jews, reason would that I should bear with you.
Paul talking to him. He said, when Paul now opened his mouth, he look, man, I'm doing righteous stuff. I'm doing righteous stuff. Y'all listen. But they ain't want to hear it. That's why I tell you, man, sometimes you can't do enough good. Like, folk, you trying to do them good, but they still attack you. That's right. And they was attacking Paul left and right. That was that thorn. And sometimes you ain't strong in these scriptures, you'll think God done left you. You think he done left you. But it's a part of his plan. Go ahead.
Verse 15, but if it be a question of words and names and of your law, look ye to it, for I will be no judge of such matters.
He said, man, if I did wrong, look in the law and see if I did wrong. Paul was checking him. You said I went against the law, look in the law. And boy, he got mad because Paul checked his knowledge. Paul was very smart. And sometimes the smartest got him in trouble. Very smart. Go ahead.
And he drove them from the judgment seat. Then all the Greeks took Sotheus, the chief ruler of the synagogue, and beat him before the judgment seat. And Gallio cared for none of those things.
He beat him, man. He said, I don't care what you're saying about that, Paul. And all the ones that are with you. This is the thorn that comes along with it. And beat him. And some of this stuff still is happening to us today as Israelites. We still getting beat in the streets. The judgment seat is the streets. The judgment seat is the courtroom. In the courtroom, you get beat with time that you say you should have got a slap on the wrist. That's a thorn. Now God said, all right, I got to sit you in there for about 15 years so you understand what you're supposed to do. Wait a minute, I just stole a TV. I killed the police dog. This dude got 26 years for killing a dog because the dog is considered as an officer. Black guy. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And Paul after this tarried there yet a good while, and then took his leave of the brethren, sailed thence into Syria, and with him Priscilla and Aquila.
Yes, sir.
Having shorn his head in Cenchrea, for he had a vow.
So Paul shaved his head. Hebrews pay close attention to Paul shaved his head. He wasn't no saying round the corners of your head. They think that's shaving your head. No, that's talking about something different. I just want to put that out in your brain to understand that this stuff thrown in the flesh gonna come with some suffering situations. Suffering. Let's move on. I don't need that all. Acts chapter 23 and verse 1. Let's see another thorn in the flesh of Paul. And Paul was, ooh. I didn't really look into Paul like this. I knew some of it, but I really didn't look into it like, man, he got more pain than a lot of the other prophet got. Boy, let's see some of that. Gotta be careful how you open your mouth up too. Acts 23 and 1. We're still dealing with the thorn of the flesh. And we're going by the example of Paul, what he went through. So when this stuff rises up against you, you can say, okay, I understand. Let me take my whipping like Paul did. Acts 23 verse 1. Go ahead.
And Paul, earnestly beholding the council, said, Men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day.
So Paul standing before the council telling, look, man, I did everything for God. And listen what these men said. Go ahead.
And the high priest, Ananias, commanded them that stood by him to smite him on the mouth.
So he sit up there talking, he said, he got one, he said, man, if you say one more thing, you should hit him in the mouth. Smite me, hit. Hit him in the mouth. He said one more thing.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Then said Paul unto him, God shall smite thee.
God, then Paul said, all right, you and me, God gonna hit you now. Go ahead.
Thy whited wall, for sittest thou to judge me after the law, and commandest me to be smitten contrary to the law.
How you gonna judge me according to the law? And you ain't even doing it. Period. That's what they try to do to Paul. This will come to persecution. When people try to persecute you, they'll go to people who don't even follow the law. They try to get you in check. What kind of sense is that? They don't understand the law. Why would you go to counsel with them? But go ahead.
And they that stood by said, Revilest thou God's high priest? Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest, for it is written, Thou shalt not speak evil of a ruler of thy people.
Paul, they didn't understand who Paul was and what he did back in the day. Paul was a Pharisee, the strictest of the Pharisees. He killed, robbed churches and all this stuff. He did it all. Go ahead.
But when Paul perceived that the one part was Sadducee and the other Pharisees, he cried out in the council, Men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, of the hope and resurrection of the dead, I am called in question.
He said, man, I was a Pharisee. I know everything that y'all are doing. But I was called for the resurrection. To get rid of that part. I'm not like that no more. I'm called for God now to do his business. Go ahead.
And when he had so said, there arose a dissension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the multitude was divided. For the Sadducees say,
what did they say?
Say, there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit, but the Pharisees confess both.
That's what they tell us today. Ain't no God. Same exact thing. And most of these people are Israelites telling you this. There's no angel. It's by time and chance. That's what they tell us. You just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was no angel. I heard a testimony of people saying that an angel or somebody got them out the car, and then once they looked around, it was gone. What the book said? Be careful, you might do what? Entertain angel. But these people saying that there's no resurrection, neither ain't no God, neither angel, no spirit. Nothing like it. We just flesh and blood living to die. But this is what Paul going through. Same stuff we don't go through. They're going to knock your faith. That's that thorn. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And there arose a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees part arose and strove, saying, We find no evil in this man, but if a spirit or an angel has spoken to him, let us not fight against God.
So we ain't found no evil in this man. What he said is God. And I tell a lot of people all the time, you ain't fighting me, you fight God. Because I ain't got no pages in this book. Go ahead.
And when there arose a great dissension, the chief captain, fearing lest Paul should have been pulled in pieces of them, commanded the soldiers to go down and to take him by force from among them and to bring him into the castle.
I understand what that just said. They're going to pull Paul to pieces.
Amen.
Alive. They commanded to pull him to pieces, just like they used to do the slave. Put a horse on one end on the arm, the horse on the other end, and they let the horses pull the black man apart.
That's right. Ooh.
This is what they used to do. And they ain't changed their tricks. They pull them apart on trees now, hanging them. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, be of good cheer.
Wait a minute. God gonna tell him to be of good cheer of all that stuff going on. One thing God let us know, the weapon gonna form up, y'all. It's gonna hit you a little bit. It's gonna pain you a little bit, but I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. God is gonna be there. But he telling Paul, be of good cheer. Go ahead. I'd like to see Paul's face then.
Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so much thou bearest witness also at Rome.
He said, look, be of good cheer. You're going to have to do the same thing in Rome. Man, Paul had some strength. I got a little more respect for Paul. Listen what happened next. Go ahead.
And when it was day, certain of the Jews banded together, bound themselves under curse, saying that they would neither eat nor drink till they had killed Paul.
You mean tell me they going to fast to kill Paul? We ain't going to eat or drink till we kill him. Man, I mean, boy, I ain't had no enemy like that. I ain't had no enemy like that. Somebody going to fast to kill me? This is the stuff Paul went through in his thorns of his flesh. Jump down to verse 8, what we at? Verse 15. Well, this thing right here, right? I look at Paul, I said, man, I ain't getting nothing. I ain't getting nothing. Go ahead.
Now therefore, ye with the counsel signify to the chief captain that he bring him down unto you tomorrow, as though ye would inquire something more perfectly concerning him, and we, or ever he come near, are ready to kill him.
He said, we're going to command him to come down, but we're going to kill him on his way down. They plot to kill him. Go ahead.
And when Paul's sisters' son heard of their lying in wait, he went and entered into the castle and told Paul.
So Paul's nephew came in there and said, hey man, they about to kill you when they transport you. And listen what Paul told him. Told his nephew, go ahead.
Then Paul called one of the centurions unto him and said, bring this young man unto the chief captain, for he has a certain thing to tell him. So he took him and brought him to the chief captain and said, Paul the prisoner called me unto him, and prayed me to bring this young man unto thee, whom has something to say unto thee. So he told the young man, he said, look, brought him to the chief captain. Said, Lord, he need to tell you something. I always remember this. God always got somebody in a diamond, a ram in the bush for you.